On today's episode of Titus and Tate, we are back from Thanksgiving.
Woo! And boy, am I thankful for Ohio State basketball.
Listen, I don't think our listeners understand how close we were to canceling Christmas.
Yes.
We were very, very close. We had one of the all-time worst weekends in the history of the show. Mm-hmm. It was bad vibes all around.
We were not betting, but we had bad beats.
We had bad beats.
Yes.
We had bad everything.
Yes.
We came into the studio tonight. We watched the Duke-Ohio State game together in the studio, and the first half was not going exactly as we
weren't
hoped.
together, though. Think about that.
Whoa.
So
great point. You showed
instead
up.
Instead of the Tate curse or the Titus curse, I'm the Tate blessing. I've come here
dude.
and I've blessed Ohio State because Coach K, a true road game. He's a different coach.
I don't know what I would have done if we didn't win this game tonight.
You had to win it.
It was a must win. It was a can't lose.
It was a legacy game for Chris
Legacy
Holtman.
Legacy game for Coach K.
Yes.
I think you got to start asking questions about him now.
Has the game passed him by?
Yes.
He has admitted that by doing the farewell tour.
Yes.
So
that's what
confirmed.
That's what this is. He looked around. He's like, this game, I don't even understand this game anymore.
Yes.
What are we doing out here?
Yes.
Oh my God. We needed this so badly as a show. I'm glad that it was against Duke too, because I can bring you into the fold. Because you had a crappy, like the
Horrible.
Carolina football situation. And,
up 9 points in 2 minutes ago. 99.9% chance to win that game.
The Carolina basketball situation, not exactly.
Hubert Davis, if he says we're going to win a national championship again, Titus, I'm out. I'm out.
And then Ohio State football situation.
Ohio
State.
That was Mother Nature. That was a bad matchup. Classic Andy Katz bad matchup.
Buckeyes last basketball game, we lose to Florida at the buzzer, which Florida carries extra wounds for me, and it's just like there's just so much going on. We needed this tonight as a show, and I'll be damned we got it. We are talking about Ohio State beating Duke, probably for the entire show. We were going to talk about Duke anyway because Duke is all there is to talk about.
It's Coach K
right
farewell
now.
tour.
But man, we're gonna have so much more fun talking about it than we were before Ohio State beat Duke. And it's coming up. But first,
Woody Durham.
like I said, we had a plan for where the show is going to go. We were going to talk about Duke and Gonzaga. We were going to talk about the crowning of Paulo. Paulo? How do
Paulo.
Paulo?
Paulo Banchero. Paulo Banchero. Paulo Banchero. Imagine you're in a Serbian nightclub and all you hear is Paulo Banchero. Paulo Banchero.
And I'm doing my whisper of...
That is how he pronounces it. He says Paulo. We've been told Paulo.
Paulo.
But it's Paulo.
Should we get Paulo? You get our former Ringer colleague Paulo. Paulo. You get we get him on the show and just ask him literally one question, and it's how do you pronounce your name, and then hang up on him. Right away.
He's not Italian, so it's a different pronunciation. See.
Oh my God, this is all stupid.
It is.
We're losing the plot here. Let's focus on what matters most. I was prepared. First of all, I all off season I had the epiphany. I've talked about it for a handful of shows that the Paulo Banchero was going to be amazing. I was basing it off of nothing. I was just like, I feel the vibes around this guy with Coach K's final season.
Yes.
That he is going to. I remember when I said this. Coach K knew. I remember when I said this, and your face went white, and you didn't know if you should laugh or fall out of your chair when I said he is going to be Zion-esque in the sense of like capturing all of America and like all eyes are the zeitgeist. Yes. And you were like, "There's no way. How are you gonna?" And I said, "Tate, I don't think he's gonna get to Zion's level, but is it Zion or Zion?
It's Zion.
Is it in or on?
On.
I don't think he's going to get to that level, but he's definitely there's just something special about this guy. Gonzaga game happens, and that's all anyone's talking about. Get Chet Holmgren out of here for #1 pick. Get Drew Timme out of here for National Player of the Year. Get Gonzaga out of here. It is Duke. It is Paulo
Banchero.
And that's all anyone cares about. And that's the way it was going. And then going into the game tonight, I believed a little bit because Vegas always knows. Vegas always knows something.
Yeah.
And the spread opened at like 2, I think, where Duke was favored by 2 at Ohio State. Ohio State's unranked. We should be ranked. Even before tonight, we should be ranked. That's not even my bias talking. Like we have a good team. Like the losses we had, like we lost at Xavier.
They're
in a
good
true
losses.
Game.
Technically good losses.
Yeah, great. They're resume building
Florida.
losses. We lost to Florida at the buzzer. Florida's
True
an
road
awesome
game
team,
at Xavier.
dude.
Xavier's a good team.
Seton Hall's a good team. We beat them. Yeah. We should have been ranked. We weren't. That's okay. #1 team playing an unranked team. And Duke was only favored by 2, and I slowly was talking myself into it. I still didn't think it would happen. Oh my God, it happened. Zed Key, unbelievable. Just absolutely dominating. You were getting frustrated watching Zed Key. He was missing a handful of layups. He had the missed dunk on the alley-oop that
Ohio State. This was the classic game where you guys should have won the game, but you look at the free throws and you look at the missed layups, the bunnies, as we like to say, and you say this is why they lost that game, right? As we retrospectively look, that was where we were going. That's how it seemed like where we were trending, and then all of a sudden, a miracle happened, a basketball miracle.
Yeah.
The basketball god said, this team and this coach in particular, Mike Krzyzewski, has not played a true road game since 2008. And that game was at Michigan. And it's about time.
That's not true.
That's true. He has not played a true road game since 2008. Don't fact check that.
Non-conference.
Has not played.
Yeah.
No. No. Just true road game. Don't no caveats. He has not played a true road game since 2008. He's not played
a single game outside of
Since
Cameron.
I was in 10th grade in high school. That's the last time that Coach K and Duke played a true road game. And the basketball gods knew this, and they came down and said, "Not tonight, K.
Yeah.
You have to feel this." And Chris Holtman, this was a big win for Coach Holtman. He's the coach of the program.
We needed this.
We all needed this.
We as a country needed this because Coach K, because like we have to set the record straight. Coach K sucks. He's the worst.
Yeah.
He is absolutely not a good human being. He's not good for. He wins a lot of basketball games. Having him in college basketball is great because
his media. He has transformed himself into a mix between Dean Smith and Jimmy Valvano. But but that has happened.
But behind the scenes, he's John Calipari, the worst parts of John Calipari and the worst parts of Bob Knight put together, and that's Coach K. That is who he is, and that's who he's always been. And this is why we invented the Boo Brothers, which we should have been at that game tonight. Damn it, we should have been at that game. But
we would have been cheering too much.
This is why we would have been. We would not have been.
That would have hurt the brand.
This is why I wanted to do the Boo Brothers thing this year because the last thing this country needs is for everyone to shower Coach K with praise. He's not good. He's not good.
No.
The man is not good. We proved it tonight. He's not good.
This is not a Grinch situation either, where like he went and his heart grew three sizes and we let him back into town.
No,
this is not. This is not. Coach K is not the Grinch.
There's no redemption. Get him out of here. Get him.
He's not Grinching.
Get him out.
Yeah.
Get him out.
And tonight we saw it. I mean, it was the moment where we all got to come together and celebrate. Because they had one day at number one. Coach K's farewell tour. What was the goal? To get to number one in the country, to have the number one pick, and to have the GOAT, the number one coach of all time in college basketball. His final reminder as he sits there on the bench in a different color, pullover.
Always wears a different polo than everyone on his staff.
But doesn't want it to be about him.
Yes. But it's not about him.
Yes.
But I am. But like, what are you guys wearing? You guys wearing? Okay, I'm gonna wear something different. I'm gonna wear something different. But it's not about me.
One day at number one before your Ohio State Buckeyes.
We did it.
Knocked him off.
We did it.
But will they get back? That's the question. I mean, there's a chance that they don't. No more ranked games for this Duke team the rest of the season.
I don't think they get back. I don't think they can. I think there are too many good teams this year. They'll get back. They're Duke. It's Coach K's final year. They'll get back. The fact that they were number one in the first place was garbage. They shouldn't have been number one in the first place.
We were joking about how if Minnesota had Duke on their jerseys, they would be number one in the country.
Dude, in all seriousness, I honest to God believe this. If Baylor and Duke switched jerseys, Baylor would be the unanimous number one.
Yes,
if
after
Baylor,
the title.
You win a title, and then you come out and you start the season undefeated. You're wrecking everybody. You beat Michigan State to clinch the battle for Atlantis. If Duke did that, they're unanimous number one.
Baylor is the best program in college basketball. Best program. Not saying that they're the best team right now, but they're the best program.
They might be.
And they could be.
They might be. I
don't
know.
Scott Drew, he's a good coach.
The point is we were falling into the same trap with like the conversation since the AP poll came out. Really, since Duke beat Gonzaga, we didn't have to wait for the AP poll. It was Duke or Purdue. Who's the number one team? Who should be number one? Because if you go by the usual way they do this stuff, Tate, where the losers get knocked down a peg, and then if you won this week, you just climb on up. Like that's how it works, and no one really jumps anybody or whatever. Purdue was in position to be the number one team in the country. They were ranked ahead of Duke in the last AP poll. Purdue has wrecked everybody they've played. They've looked incredible. They've looked like the best team in the country themselves. But then Duke beat Gonzaga.
Yes.
Duke beat Gonzaga, and we all watched
Gonzaga
that game.
Was number one.
Yeah, and what a game! And it was in Vegas, and it was a lot of people there, Tate, and it was on ESPN, and we talked about it a lot. So now there's a debate, and Dickie V was there. Yeah. So should it be Duke or should it be?
It was a terrible game.
It kind of was like it was a ton of fun. It was a terrible game in the sense of like there was no defense being played, and everyone was pretending like there was because Mark
maybe it was a terrible game to me after I watched NC State. Maybe I was mad at the world, but the game.
No, what I was going to say was the Duke is like actually not that great defensively, but they're getting praise because like Duke, the last whatever iteration of Mike Krzyzewski's career, he's had teams that just refuse to play defense, and now this team wants to play defense. And Mark Williams is awesome. He's an eraser down low. He's great, and they pressure the ball on the perimeter. But that's all they. It looks great. They're putting a lot of ball pressure out there. And then they get blown by, and then Mark Williams blocks the shot, and you're like, wow, what great defense. And then I'm watching it, and I'm like, Gonzaga just blew by you every single time.
Yeah.
Thank God you got Mark Williams back there. But where was Mark Williams tonight? Would be the question I would have.
Matador
where was
defense.
Mark Williams?
Yeah.
Where was Mark Williams? Because we I don't know. We beat Duke, Tate. We beat Duke.
And you guys have a really good front line. So tonight they were tested.
Yeah.
And you guys come away with the victory.
So Duke, the question about being number one, whatever, which was it Duke or Purdue? And obviously Duke becomes the number one team in the country. And
one day
I couldn't help but think like the parallels between last year with Gonzaga and Baylor, which by the way, this season is not a 2-horse race. I think like it's this week at this moment in time before Duke lost to Ohio State tonight. It was, I love saying it.
Yeah, it's good.
Before that happened, I think the conversation was certainly positioned as such that it was a 2-horse race, that it was Duke and Purdue, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not. This isn't a 2-horse race. Gonzaga's still in the mix.
Kansas
is.
I like Kansas. I'm not done. I'm not done.
Well, they'll be back, but they're not. Baylor's still in the mix.
Yeah.
UCLA's still in the mix. For God's sakes. You know what I mean?
We were going to have Andy Katz on, and we were going to ask about UCLA. I feel okay with UCLA, but if you're UCLA and you see what Duke did to Gonzaga after losing by 20, you're a little.
Dude, it's basketball.
Yeah, you're a little.
It's basketball.
Shook. Yeah,
it's basketball. If you're Gonzaga and you watch what Ohio State just did to Duke, maybe you're a little shook. You know, maybe I think is that the lesson that everybody in the country should be scared of.
There. What's he saying? Wendell Moore's next to him. I mean.
We just felt like...
Yeah. These kids. I mean, it looks like he's handling it, you know? He looks like he's facing it head on. Wendell Moore looks absolutely terrified.
I gotta give a shout out to Wendell Moore because he
improved a lot.
Unbelievable, dude,
yeah.
that guy.
If college basketball gave a most improved player,
it's him.
Nationally.
Yeah. I said after they beat Kentucky, I remember saying, like, I think Paolo is good. I think Keels is going to be awesome, which... he's better than I even thought he was. Like out of the Kentucky game, I was telling you as I was watching we were watching the game tonight. I thought Keels. My read on Keels after Kentucky was like he's a bigger dude that likes to step out and shoot. And then now I'm like, oh, this dude just like is a tank of a small forward basically / shooting guard is how he views himself.
And he gets in the
it's
paint,
just like a bruiser,
and he can shoot.
Yeah. He's great. But I remember saying if Wendell Moore is Duke's third best player, they're going to be in trouble. And he's not their third best player. He's their second best player.
He's also weirdly their point guard, right? I mean, they're letting him bring the ball up a lot, and
he's been great.
He's made good decisions with the basketball. Duke's a really good basketball team, and obviously they're going to be back. But with
one of the best teams in the country, I would say. Yeah. Not on this night, but they are one of the best teams in the country for sure.
But and if they don't get back to number one, like Coach K, this was a collision course. Like this was a chance. If they win this game, this is their one road game that they play all year. They don't play any more road games. Everything is at Cameron Indoor this year. I don't know if you're for Coach K's farewell tour. So for the rest of the year, this was a cakewalk. You stay at number one. They were going to be the Gonzaga. The same way that I was saying that Gonzaga is the new Duke. Duke was going to be the new Gonzaga, where they play in the ACC, which is basically the WCC.
It kind of is. It's kind of flipped this year.
Duke, if they win this game, they stay number one. They coast through the ACC, and we get the full farewell tour. Yeah. I'm worried after this. I'm pressing the panic button on the farewell tour. And I think we talked about Logan Roy. We talked about him coming back. I think you have to come back there. Because you're not number one, and you got to be number one all year for the farewell tour.
This is a great point. Is Duke going to get back to number one? You spoiled it. Yeah, I think you're right. Is Duke going to get you? But my point was in talking about the Purdue Duke jockeying that happened in AP poll. AP poll voters absolutely love Duke. We know this. We've known this forever. Graham Couch is the one guy who didn't. He did not vote for Duke because they wouldn't play on the road. Yeah.
Yes. 2008. Ridiculous.
But they're going to find a way because we're going to look up and Duke is going to have won like 7 ACC games in a row. And then it's going to be like, they won, they beat North Carolina, they beat Virginia Tech, and they beat Virginia. I think that might be enough. Are they the new number one?
No.
It might be. I don't know.
They never get back to number one.
I hope not. They shouldn't.
You guys stopped them. They would have been number one the entire season. K has to be furious. This was a colossal mistake.
You're right, because
this is a misstep.
I will agree with this. It was going to be Gonzaga Purdue or Gonzaga Baylor of last year was going to be the case with Duke and Purdue this year, where if both teams win, if Duke's winning by 7 every night and Purdue's winning by 36, no one is. They're still just like
they're not batting an eye.
They're not batting an eye. The vote is still
one.
Duke won.
Yeah,
it's Duke won until they lose. Duke could go to triple overtime every single night.
And when you would push back, people just go, "It's Duke.
Yeah,
it's Purdue. Like,
come on.
What?
Yeah,
of course. And the number 1 pick. Who does Purdue have?
Yeah.
But you're like, they have the number 5 pick.
Yeah. Come on, it's Purdue. And then even Purdue fans are like, we are Purdue. I mean, I guess,
yeah. But Duke's done.
How do you think my dad's gonna take it? Purdue being number 1 on the next poll.
I think your dad.
First time
your dad feels the same way that I feel about it, which is he probably likes the idea of Purdue having to deal with that pressure.
Yeah,
I'm worried about that pressure.
I think I'm going to convince my dad that IU being the team that knocks Purdue off. I'll be like, Dad, do you see what Ohio State did to Duke tonight? Like that could be IU against Purdue, and then you're back. And he's like,
I hope we can clip this out. I predict that just like what they did tonight against Syracuse, Indiana gets down big against Purdue. Gets down big.
Yeah. This is at home. I think the first time they play is at home, January 20th. I believe.
They're down
big. Thursday night.
They're shook. They're looking around. They're like, oh my God, another one, another Purdue beatdown in Assembly Hall. What are we doing here? Come on, Woody.
Bob Knight leaves at halftime.
Bob Knight's throwing crap on the court. Everyone's like, I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Thank you, Coach Knight. And then all of a sudden, this Indiana team, I like their heart. I like their fight.
They start scrapping back.
Double overtime game. Get the win.
And then they turn it over.
And then Duke's number 1. And then
Duke's back to being
number 1.
Oh my God, it feels so good. To
you're like on cloud 9.
I really am, because like I think I know the rest of America certainly felt this way. It just feels good for something to go Ohio State's way. I think like all of America certainly shares that sentiment that between Michigan football game and the Florida basketball game, I think a lot of this country, certainly all of our listeners, are probably like, man, will one thing go Ohio State's way ever?
Yeah.
And you know, it did. And I think for that reason, we have to celebrate, Tate.
It was a race to 69 also. I mean, it was a very on-brand game. I'm watching Coach Holtman. He was in the middle of the court.
Should I try to call Greg?
Yeah, can we call Greg?
I'll see if Greg will answer.
Big Ten also leading the ACC Big Ten Challenge 6-2. So not so great for the ACC. A down year.
I'm going to call.
So to say.
Dude, he's got 2 phones. Which one's his phone?
I hate that. I got a lot. Basketball players love that. They love having 2 phones.
Dude, now I got to figure out which one is Greg's number.
Yeah, you got to check your texts. Usually one of them's green and one of them's blue.
Yeah.
You're always like, okay. All right.
I'm calling him. How does this work? How does the phone work? Damn it.
What is Greg doing to celebrate is the real question.
I'm calling him. We're going to figure it out.
He's probably drinking Chardonnay.
He's on speaker. Here we go.
This man loves Kim Crawford Chardonnay. I don't know why that's so funny to me.
Do I want him to answer?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I want him to answer.
I mean, it'd be fun to talk to him, but I love the idea of him like not answering because he's like getting after it somehow.
I mean, he definitely is getting after it. I think he's thinking right now.
What was that?
That was.
Did I call the wrong number?
Yeah, like, stop calling me.
Here we go.
Oh, is he calling back? All right.
Greg.
Yes, sir.
We did it,
yes,
dude.
Sir.
Dude.
Yes, sir.
We're recording the show right now, actually, so be careful.
Oh. What the fuck you want me to say? That we gave Coach K his first loss on his final season?
Let's go,
I love it.
Let's go, dude.
It was awesome, brother. It was awesome.
Let's go.
I couldn't believe it, especially with our free throws and how many points they had in the paint. But somehow we pulled it off.
Dude, what was
team won.
What was the environment like?
It was actually sold out, Mark. I don't think it's been sold out since freaking like 3 or 4 years. Like they even had the top part open.
Let's go.
I love it.
Let's go.
It was great. Is
oh
that
my
Tate
God.
out here?
Yeah. Greg, I'm so proud of you.
Good, sir.
I'm so proud of you, Greg. I'm so proud of your program.
Thank you, because I was about to say I did nothing at all.
No, you led. You led, Greg. That's what you did.
No, I cheered. I cheered very much.
Yeah,
dude.
So did we.
That's an important thing, dude. That's what I did. That's how I got us all these W's through the years.
The whole nation is with the Buckeyes tonight. Think about
yeah.
that.
How does that
America.
feel? What is to be honest? Did Coach Holtman did he have special words for Coach K in the post game speech?
Not that I know of.
Greg, what did Coach K say to you when he saw you?
Yeah.
He said, "Hi."
That's it.
And kept it moving. I think he was pretty ticked off. So yes, he just said hi, ducked his head down, and kept it moving.
Did he? Remember how he didn't recruit you, right? We talked about that on the show.
It was a kinda, but because it was like I was going to the league already.
He wanted to act like he knew you, like he sent you a letter, like if you panned.
But it was awesome because I was teammates with Nolan Smith, and we played John Shire a lot of nights.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it was good to talk with those guys.
They said what's up to you?
Oh yeah, me and Nolan talked for a good 10 minutes. I got to give John a hug and a congratulations after. Tell everybody.
Congratulations for what? They lost, dude.
Yeah.
What are we congratulating them for?
I told him congratulations. John, congratulations.
Oh, okay.
So we got a split locker room, dude. Shire celebrating being the coach.
You should have planted the seeds in Nolan's head that
it should have been him.
It should have been him.
Yeah.
Dude,
gosh.
Greg,
you go Game of Thrones with it, Greg.
We had the opportunity tonight. This could be the definitive moment in time where Duke basketball's dead forever.
Yeah.
That you plant those seeds, we beat them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
First
I don't
off,
get ahead of
do
myself.
y'all even hear yourselves talking right now?
No.
That doesn't even sound like life. If there's any situation Duke basketball's dead, I know we just beat them and all. We gotta let that be known before I say anything, but I don't see that ever happening. I mean, as much as I know Tate wants that to happen because he just wants North Carolina to take over, but
what do you mean? Most recent national championship, which program, Greg?
Oh gosh.
Think about it,
Greg. You guys, you're right.
Greg,
you're right.
Where does this one stack up between?
I like this.
Beating Duke tonight. Where does that stack up between this and when we beat North Carolina by 25 in the Dean Dome? You and I were there, and we went out in Chapel Hill and got rowdy all night and shut the bar down.
Oh my God.
Well, this one was at home in front of our crowds, and they just became number one. That North Carolina team, it was just a disrespectful win because it was just me and you just talking to everybody.
Yeah.
It was so quiet, and they were so nice and hospitable.
Thank you, Greg. That's how we are. That's how we are. We know we're not good. We'll be nice while we lose. We're good sports.
Oh, man. All right. We'll let you go, dude. Go have fun. Just had to call you and celebrate, man.
Yes, sir. Congrats, man.
We are all Buckeyes tonight.
What was it?
This was just a normal call. God damn it, you got me.
No, dude. It's. I mean, it was a normal call, but also we're on the air, so I mean, I still wanted to talk to you. What was the difference between watching it as a guy who had zero impact on the game, as you said, and being the star player in a game, a number one game? You know what I mean?
I was actually in the moment. I was sweating my ass off. I was thinking about 10,000 ways we could possibly lose.
Yes.
Being on this side of it, when you're playing, you're like tunnel vision. Like, get the next play, get the next rebound, do the next winning play, winning thing. So, on this side, it's a little bit more stressful, but when you win, it's just like,
dude, we got to make free throws, man. You shot left-handed. What'd you shoot from the line left-handed your freshman year?
I want to say it was 63 with my left, 61 with my right, actually. It was something like that.
Oh, really? You were better with your left?
I like that.
Yeah, I was.
That's funny. All right. I love you, dude. Congrats.
Greg.
Go celebrate.
Guys. Y'all have a good one, man.
All right. See you, buddy.
All right, peace.
Love that. Boots on the ground, Greg Oden.
I'm sweating like crazy.
I'm sweating like crazy, too.
My God.
I didn't know if it was just because Coach K's farewell tour.
Speaking of sweating, we got to talk. We'll wrap it up with this, and then we'll move on to the rest of the ACC Big Ten stuff. And then pivot. Paolo, are we worried about this? Sweats 7 pounds?
Paolo. Respect him.
Sweats 7 pounds a game?
Paolo Banchero. Yes, 7 pounds.
What is that?
It's... I mean, I don't know, cramping up, sweating a lot.
Are we worried he's going to opt out now and he's going to for his own health? What the hell?
Worried.
What they give the story tonight that he.
Do you think there's a chance that Zion calls Paolo and asks him how he loses 7 pounds?
Great point.
Because maybe they swap stories and then he is Zion-esque.
Great point.
Paolo saves his career.
And Paolo needs to keep weight on because he's sweaty. Like,
he's
if you
sweating
do the
too
math,
much. He's cramping too much.
40 games on a season at 7 pounds a game. That's 280 pounds he's going to lose this season.
So he's going to be nothing.
He's going to disappear.
Yeah. he's about 260 right now. So he's 20 pounds into the quantum field of nothingness. His energy will exist.
What was they said that Duke makes him a special drink
Boa
called Bofa? Is it called
Bofa?
What is going on in Durham, dude?
What is happening? And you made a great point to me. You said if they have this oxygenated drink that they're giving Paolo Banchero, then why don't they give it to everybody else?
Why don't they give it to Savarino before he gets behind the wheel, dude? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. I mean that would oxygen whatever this drink is. It's Boa, BOA. We're not even sure if.
But they only give it to Paolo.
Paolo Banchero. Yes, that's the only person they give it to.
Oh my God, I'm sweating. I'm sweating 7 pounds.
I think I am too. I don't know what this is. So this is famously how Cameron Indoor works. So this is like a kind of a meta moment where we're breaking the fourth wall and we're letting people know this is how Duke wins at home. They turn the heat up and teams sweat and they can't handle it.
That's what's going on. Quick shout outs. Zed Key, I already shouted him out. He was actually amazing. He was missing a lot of bunnies, as you said, but like he kept going at him, man.
No, he was great.
Relentless. That front court is no joke.
You guys had the better front court.
Yes, and Zed Key was like he was Jon Snow staring down the horses or whatever. And he's pulling. He's like, "Bring it on, bitch!" and took it at him. And
I like that Duke scores a lot in the paint, though. Like if you're projecting forward to March,
Duke is good. Duke is very, very good.
Duke is
very good. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
they're very.
They
good.
might not be number one again, but they're going to be the team that everyone is looking out for. When you're making your brackets this year, Duke's going to be the number one team that you see.
Cedric Russell off the bench was awesome. Great. 12 points. He
hesitated on the third three, but he still knocked it down.
3 for 3.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And a big rebound late that ended up being a jump ball, but possession to you guys. But
shout out EJ Liddell not forcing things. Like it'd be very easy to go into this game and say like I got to score 30 for us to have a chance.
The Trace Jackson.
He only shot 10 times. Had 14 points. Played pretty well. Had 14 rebounds, 6 assists. A great all around game for him. But like that is the trap you fall into. Is Paolo, Coach K, farewell, number one team in the country. You're at home. I'm the All-American. I got to step up and drop 40 tonight. You didn't have to do that.
Sold out. Played team basketball.
Yeah. What else? Joey Brunk got $1 trillion. Soto's got $2 trillion. But
shout out to Joey Brunk, friend of the program.
Yeah.
We saw him last year at Indiana.
Yep.
Great guy.
Great win. Apologies to all the people listening. I know it's more fun when our teams lose, but sorry, haters. You're gonna have to wait.
No, the haters came to the show and they said Tate's going to have to talk about NC State football.
Yep.
He's going to have to talk about Coach K being number one in the country. You're going to have to talk about Purdue being up there, potentially 1B.
Yep.
And now we get to start the show. We talk
about Ohio State football losing to Michigan and Ohio State basketball. Like that's what they were expecting, and instead we're on cloud 9. Everything is good. We have a ton more to talk about, so we should take a break, regroup, and maybe hit something else other than Duke Ohio State. Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
All right, let's do a little reset here, Tate. We can.
I mean, the planning for the show as we came into it, it was all roads lead to Duke.
Yeah, it was.
And now the road is open.
Are we doing it again where we say we're not going to talk about Duke?
No, I'm just saying it's an open road. Yeah. It's kind of it changed the conversation.
This is great. This is great for college basketball.
Yeah, yeah.
It's great. It's great that Duke beat Gonzaga. It's great that Ohio State beat Duke. It's also great, by the way, that Purdue is destroying everybody.
Yeah. Really good team.
So let's try to set the stage of where we're at now, the fallout of all this. Obviously, Purdue is the number one team in the country, right? Are they going to be unanimous number one?
Yes,
they have to be.
I think they're unanimous number one. I mean, they blow out Florida State.
It didn't,
and they look legit. Like when you watch Purdue play the game, you say to yourself, "That's a title team."
Yeah. Yes.
It sticks out to you.
Jaden Ivey. The two things that stick out to me. 3 things stick out to me. Purdue's 3 best players.
Yeah.
Jaden Ivey moves on a court like nobody else is moving out there. I don't understand. He has like extra jumping mechanism. He has like an extra like sliding mechanism as he's driving to the basket. It really is bonkers how this man operates on a basketball court and just shifts around. He moves literally like no one else out there. It stands out to you. If you were showing somebody a Purdue basketball game and you said that showing somebody that knew nothing about basketball and you're like, pick out the guy who's going to be the top 5 pick, they'd be like, it's probably that guy that's like going wherever he wants on the court and doing. He was awesome tonight shooting, by the way. That's the one kryptonite he has is shooting threes.
4 of 6 tonight from the 3-point line.
Yeah. If he's hitting threes, it's a wrap. That stands out to you. Number 2, Zach Edey is to play Florida State, who has had the airport test title for as long as we can remember inventing the idea of the airport test.
I mean, when the Wright brothers invented flight, Florida State walked in right next to them on the beach
and you're like,
in Wrightsville, and
you're like,
oh my god,
that's a great basketball team.
Or Kitty Hawk.
Look how tall those look how tall those guys are. Florida State has been the biggest team in the country forever, and Zach Edey makes all those dudes look tiny.
Yeah,
which we already knew about him, but like just to see it playing out and
there's no team in the country that can match up with their front court.
Yes. To see his skill being paired with his size too, I think that's the big thing this year, where like we knew how big he was, but it was more of a novelty. It was like, oh, look how funny this big dude they bring off the bench is. Remember Isaac Haas? Remember that guy? He was big, wasn't he? And now look, Zach Edey's big. And Matt Harms, remember him? He was big too. And AJ Hammonds was big. Remember those guys? And now they got another one. And that was like all we ever talked about Zach Edey. And now it's like this guy is legitimately great at basketball. And he's 4, 5?
4, 5.
Who cares at that
Looks
point?
like Yao Ming.
Who cares?
Yeah.
What's the difference between 7, 4, and 5?
What other shades of does Zach Edey get? You know what I mean? When they do the shades, Sean Bradley. Like how
do we zig on that one? Or how do we zag as everyone's going with the Yao Ming comparison?
I'm going Neil Fingleton. Shades of Neil Fingleton.
Shades of what is going to be the draft? What is KOC going to put in his draft?
I'm going to text KOC, who has no idea who Neil Fingleton is, and say, honestly, you've been watching a lot of Edey tape. It's Neil Fingleton 2.0, man.
A taller Eric Montross.
Dude, shades of Montross. But they're legit. Like Travion Williams and Zach Edey.
I was gonna say the third thing. So Zach Edey's height or just size in general, paired with the skill. Jaden Ivey's like just athleticism in general. And then Travion Williams is. I hate how much I love that guy.
Yeah,
his passing ability is insane, and his just like his. I don't want to shift too much into coach speak, but Travion Williams is like every bit the guy that you want on your team. That like, I mean, they took away his starting spot, and he cheers on everybody, and he comes in and makes plays, and is awesome, and he sees the bigger picture, you know, and that is so rare. And so, I mean, Matt Painter's just got to be cackling after the whole No-Gel Eastern situation when Matt Painter came under fire for.
He lost that one.
I mean, it wasn't a huge story. It wasn't like he was leading the sports shows. Everybody was talking about it, but.
They were trying to get
Matt Painter. Trying to get Matt Painter.
Yeah. And Matt Painter said
they came for him.
He said, look, you can come at me for lots of things, but not this.
And he's like, I know more than all of you.
He doubled down. He was right.
And then he's right. And Travion Williams is a great example why. He's like, Travion, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna take I know you're an all Big Ten guy. You could be an All-American. But what if you did that from the bench? What if we brought you in off the bench and you got to do that? And Travion's like, cool, I'll do it. What does that mean? He's like, well, it means we might win a national title and you might get drafted and we might be awesome and you'll be a legend. And the bad news is you'll be a legend in West Lafayette, so you can't really do much about it. Like the place you have to come back to is West Lafayette, where Robbie Hummel doesn't even want to come back. Like that guy owns West Lafayette. And does Robbie Hummel go back to West Lafayette?
I feel like Robbie does. You know what I mean? Because if you're the king, you go back.
That was an unfair ricochet shot at Robbie.
You probably go back. I love this team because if you put the scouting report together, you really don't know who's going to kill you. You know what I mean? Like Edey might get 10 shots. Travion's going to get 10 shots. Ivy's going to get 10 shots. You know what I mean?
Stefanovic, like every so often, will just like explode. Yeah. Yes.
Brandon Newman.
Thompson's a great dude. Eric Hunter's good. Like their whole team is stacked. They're stacked.
The story of NBA basketball this year, the good teams have depth, and it's the same thing in college. Like the Purdue team, the depth that they have, the fact that you go from Edey and Travion to Edey, and the fact that you have these guys that you have to match up with, there's no team that can match up with them with their size.
Yeah.
And then you throw in all those guys that we're talking about, and they have a top 5 pick. The one thing that they probably have been missing in the past, the top 5 top 5
if Jaden Ivey is making, he doesn't have to go 4 for 6 from the 3-point line. He just has to be making, he has to make shots. If he's making enough threes that he's like actually a threat and you have to guard him out there and
it's a wrap.
And he's taking taking threes
out.
Yes. And he's taking threes other than just wide open threes. Mm-hmm. It is a wrap. And I'm not even saying that to jinx Purdue. I legitimately think Purdue is like considerably better than every other team in the country. Not like I'm not saying Purdue versus the field.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like it's not like
it
that.
It doesn't mean they're going to win the title, but it's just like if you're looking at all the teams and you say who is on paper the team that will win the national championship, Purdue is that team.
Purdue should be the bet. If Purdue's not the betting favorite in Vegas to win the national title, then
then there's something that they know about the voodoo or about March Madness that Purdue can't get over. You know what I mean?
The fix is in. Yeah. Coach K has already placed his calls to the Vegas books and said, "We can't let this happen." Yeah.
He will win
because even if you're matching up Purdue with Gonzaga, Timmy is great, but like Timmy struggles a big.
No, no team matches up with them. No team.
Gonzaga doesn't match up well. Duke kind of does actually. Like Duke Purdue would be a good game. I mean, I'll always talk myself into UCLA, even though they got smoked by.
They have two bigs.
The way you have to do it is almost like Villanova, where they just went like completely opposite way. Where Villanova plays small ball and just puts guys out there.
What the Warriors do.
Yeah. That's how you have to beat Purdue. I mean, like honestly, Villanova might be the best bet. Like the rematch, Villanova plays Purdue.
That's why it's hard to say like Purdue is going to win the title. You can lock into that on paper that it looks the part, but there's going to be some team that trips them up. But the front court that they have is unmatched. And Edey, I think he's not done yet. You know, like he's not done getting better. He's growing into.
He just like looks at his hands and is like trying to understand the power he has at all times. He's just like, what are these things?
Yeah, he's still learning. He's still learning.
Yeah, but you're right. Ivy's obviously what sets them apart. Ivy's the one thing that they've missed for even. You know, we love Robbie and those teams that Robbie was on with Juwan Johnson and Etuan Moore. They were stacked and they were probably among. They're certainly Matt Painter's best teams was the Robbie Hummel, Etuan Moore, Juwan Johnson stretch, but none of those guys were on the level Jaden Ivey is. Like that, he sets them up.
Robbie was the 58th pick.
Yeah,
Jaden Ivey will be a top 5 pick.
He'll be a top 5 pick. Dude.
So that's the difference.
Yeah,
by a long shot.
Yes, and that Purdue's never really like they haven't had that since Glenn Robinson. They haven't had a guy like that was but Ivy's a perimeter player, so it makes it different because
and Glenn Robinson still has the record, right, for most points in the NCAA tournament
and everything.
Yeah,
no, Glenn Rice has the record.
Glenn Rice, sorry.
Glenn Robinson has like every record. Though.
Yeah,
Glenn Robinson's stats are insane if you looked him up. This
is the time.
Glenn Robinson and Tim Duncan are two guys that are really, really good in college. But if you looked up like what they actually the numbers they actually put up in college, you're like, my God, how do they not have statues everywhere on both of their campuses? Tear down the Neil Armstrong statue and build a Glenn Robinson statue for Purdue. What are we doing?
Just put a space helmet on him.
Where else have we learned since we last did a show?
I mean, we learned that during Feast Week there was just a lot of there's reshufflings of the deck. You know what I mean? Around college basketball, there was a lot of frauds. You know what I mean? There was a lot of trying to figure out and sift through who the frauds were day to day. I think Baylor made a real big statement that Baylor is going to be in the conversation. I think we talked about that a little bit earlier, but Baylor really stood out to me. I think we on this program have to stick our necks out and say, we have to defend the national champions.
Yes.
We have to be the mouse for the national champion. No one else is going out and saying Baylor deserves their credit. They deserve their due.
Right.
We have to be those guys because they really do. And Scott Drew, we don't talk about him enough as the best coach in college basketball. We really don't.
Come on, stop it.
We really don't. We have to put him in the conversation.
I mean,
we have to put him in the conversation. We have to. Out of respect.
No, I mean,
obviously we know what Gonzaga is. We know the Jay Wrights of the world. But like what Scott Drew is doing at Baylor is legit.
Spit.
No, I'm saying I'm gonna stick my neck out for Scott Drew. I refuse to sit by.
I'm so far to the weeds of Scott Drew that I can't tell. Like, because like what you're saying is not wrong. He's
right.
He is a great coach.
He's the guy.
The debate is over.
We have to be the ones. We have to say Scott Drew, Baylor, respect.
Baylor should be number 2.
They have a ton of integrity.
Baylor should be number 2.
Yeah,
they should be number 2.
How far does Duke fall? Not to go all the way. Sorry, not to go back to Duke.
But Duke and Gonzaga, I mean, I don't know how we let this happen. This is the Champions Classic in a nutshell, too, of like when the Champions Classic happens and whoever the 2 teams that win in the Champions Classic, you're like, are these the best? Are these the best 2 teams in the country? And then you get a one-off situation like Duke playing Gonzaga and Duke beats Gonzaga, and all of a sudden you're like, Duke is there were people that voted Gonzaga number 2. that because Gonzaga hung with Duke should be number one. I saw Ken Pom was making it because he's got Gonzaga 1 on his algorithm where that's very confusing, by the way, following Ken Pom on Twitter, because I never know if it's like the man tweeting or if the algorithm is tweeting.
It's the algorithm.
Where he's firing off takes and I can't understand. I don't know if he's like looking at his algorithm and forming the takes or if he's like, my algorithm. If he's like, I know my algorithm says Gonzaga's 1, but honestly, it's Baylor. Like my algorithm's broken right now. Like it should be. I don't know. It's very confusing. But he was saying it's interesting. I saw him making the point how it's interesting how we know that teams will lose games throughout the season. Like we haven't had an undefeated champion since '76, obviously. And yet, as soon as a team loses, we have to drop them in the polls, and they can no longer be the best team. And I read that as him saying Gonzaga is still the best team, even though they lost to Duke. Which like, are we just talking ourselves into a circle of like this frenzy of like the teams that have been pushed to the moon are just like trading clout off of each other, and we're ignoring the Purdues and the Baylors and the Villanovas of the world. We're like, Villanova's lost twice already. I'm not saying they should be number one, but like, if you're selling Villanova stock, I will take it from you. Please give it to me.
UCLA.
Give me all the UCLA is the other. Like they got smacked in the mouth. They shouldn't be number one. They should have to fall behind Gonzaga. But Duke and Gonzaga play an awesome game. It's number one versus number one. Mike Schmitz is there cutting in on the broadcast like it's one of the best college basketball games we've seen all year. And Mike Schmitz is cutting in to tell us about how
I said it was terrible earlier.
Yeah, I know. I thought you were saying Duke played terribly.
No, they did.
Like,
it was a great game. Like you said, it was a great stage. And then obviously, just the fact that we got Paolo versus Chet, and the fact that we got 1 versus 2, and now it's legit that we now know that Paolo is going to be the number 1 pick.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is all that hoopla that went in that game worked us into a frenzy of like pretending like
this is what ESPN wants.
Yeah, that we should play. We should just do a rematch of the national championship with Duke and Gonzaga, and not to worry about anything else. What else? It is so effing hot in here.
No,
am I crazy, dude? No, I'm like,
no. We're in Cameron Indoor.
What the hell is happening, dude?
Coach K. Coach K is trying to remind us why he plays at home. He's just trying.
Jim pulled his. You're hot.
It's cold.
I mean,
killed your sweatshirt over there.
I mean, we're talking about feast week things. I mean, we have to shout out. You had your fraud power.
Do you just want to do
rankings.
shout outs?
Well, yeah. Let's just start doing shout outs.
It's going to take 30 minutes.
Well, because I want to shout out Anthony Grant because the fraud power rankings, they were coming after his neck. They were saying, Dayton, what's the problem? What's going on here? And Dayton, they just needed one quality win to remind people, hey, we're here.
Yep.
We're building. We got a building block.
Dude, they got 2. They beat Belmont in the championship too.
Yeah.
There was a tournament. This really was the Mickey Mouse Invitational, by the way. They played in Disney World.
Yeah, it was where the bubble was.
The wide world of sports.
The NBA bubble was.
In this Mickey Mouse tournament, there was Kansas was in the field, Alabama was in the field, Belmont was in the field, and Rick Pitino's Iona Gales were in the field. And the Dayton Flyers, who went into it, I think they were like 2-3 heading into the tournament.
Yeah.
With some really bad losses.
Yeah.
I said they were frauds. And they won it. So there you go.
Shout out to Anthony Grant.
Coach
of the year.
Who else are we shouting? I want to shout out.
Shout out Rick Pitino. Are you kidding me? Iona beats Alabama. Titus.
Yeah.
I mean, Iona could get a legit at-large bid
to
the NCAA. No, that's what they're saying. That's what the people were saying. They beat the number 16 team in the country. And Nate Oates.
Can you imagine
if Rick Pitino gets an at-large bid for Iona? We crown him the greatest coach. Like in Coach K's farewell tour season, I think we all have to respect the fact that Rick Pitino is a better basketball coach.
And Coach K,
is that something that we can all say as a people?
Oh, Rick Pitino, I'll say
in-game basketball.
I'm not
coach,
even waiting for the end. Rick Pitino is the best in-game coach of all time.
Bang.
That's not even a joke.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's a fact. That's why we've made this point a million times.
Rutherford, you guys fired this guy, but Iona. At-large bid.
This is why it made it so funny that Rick Pitino left Louisville the way he did. Was like this man. If Rick Pitino had the coaching acumen of Chris Collins, like we're not making like it's still funny that he gets fired and the way he does and like all the stuff that happens off the court at Louisville is still kind of funny to us. But we don't spend as much time talking about it as we do. We're talking about it because the man is pound for pound. I don't even know what that means when you say it in these arguments. But pound for pound, Rick Pitino is the best coach of all time.
Yeah,
and. He went out the way he did. Now Louisville's they beat Maryland though, right?
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. 5-1. I mean, what's beating Maryland?
What is the ACC right now? Are you worried about that? Are you worried about the reputation of the ACC?
I'm not worried about the reputation. I'm just worried about the respect, the integrity. I mean, where is the respect for the game? You know, where's the respect for the name on the front of the chest? Where's the respect for the D? You know, if you're Coach K tonight, you're walking in that locker room and you're saying, he didn't even have the D on his chest tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't. I noticed that.
He's gonna snatch that D.
If you're
honestly, Duke was the number 1 team in the country. They were going to carry the banner for the ACC.
They're the only ranked team in the ACC, and you just lost to an unranked team.
It's panic button.
Press on the entire conference.
On Duke. Duke lost. This was Duke's year to carry the banner for the ACC, and they blew it. They let us all down. We were looking at Duke. We're like, Duke, help us. Show us, Coach K. Oh, great leader. Lead us.
I think this is actually good for Duke, and Duke is going to. If Duke doesn't win the ACC this year, I mean that has to be.
Then K's coming back.
K's coming back.
K's got to come back.
How do you not win the regular season ACC title
in this season?
They haven't won since 2010, as a reminder.
Well, Hubert Davis is plotting the national championship, so we can't be bothered with the ACC.
I sense a little.
I'm not. I don't like to hear that. I don't like to hear like. We're smarter fans than that, you know? You can't be preaching the national championship when you're getting blown out by Tennessee. Come on.
You don't love that Hubert is trying to instill confidence in the fan base and in the boys in the locker room.
I mean, it's one thing to instill confidence. It's another thing to say things that are blatantly just not going to happen, you know?
Yeah.
Like if Duke's team was our team, then we could talk about a national championship.
But even then, but like I guess that's the point. Like if you do have a national championship caliber team,
you don't talk about it.
Exactly. So if you are talking about it, that's kind of an admission that you suck.
We'll see tomorrow night. That's a big game.
Yeah. How worried are you? What's the?
What's
the show?
I pressed the panic button.
You've already pressed the panic button on North Carolina.
On everything. On the ACC.
On everything, dude.
I'm full panic.
Right.
I'm full panic. I'm post-COVID full panic.
On everything.
On everything. All of it.
All of it.
Sports. Panic.
Life.
Yes. Panic.
Bitcoin.
Panic. Centralized banking. Panic. You name it, I panic. No, I mean, honestly, I'm excited to see. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that they turn the corner, Titus. But we're right there, there, close to panic.
Yeah. I want to shout out. I made a list of. We don't really need to get into all of them. I'm just gonna like kind of rattle through some shout outs because I'm gonna melt
like the wicked witch of the West.
Damn hot here.
Seriously, throw some water on me. I feel like Paulo Banchero. I've lost 14 pounds, which is probably good.
I've definitely lost 7 pounds recording this.
No, it's definitely good. Isn't that a Will Smith movie, 7 pounds? Can we get that? Jim, can we get Paulo Banchero's face on Will Smith, 7 pounds, the movie cover? You won't do that?
No. You're ordering up memes over here?
Fox won't let you do that.
Give me a Spider-Man pointing and a Paulo on Will Smith's face.
Do that.
And, throw in a...
yeah, do that. Mean that. Shoot that. No. Put that out there.
Yeah, Jim, how are you handling the loss? How are you handling Duke taking the L? You're the resident Duke fan.
Yeah, you love Duke.
Classic the season is young.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of games to be played at home versus unranked teams.
As the New Yorker on the show, he has to hold it down for
the Northeast loves Coach K.
Coach K was dealing with the LeBron news, and I mean that's
who
about,
did LeBron
that's about
pull
excuse.
For? That's a good point. Who did LeBron
pull for tonight?
Duke.
The Bronny.
Everybody does.
He has a locker at Ohio State.
I was disgusted at how many Duke fans were at the Ohio State game. Disgusted.
How many were there? I didn't even see.
I mean,
I did see an Ohio State girl pull up her Ohio State shirt and had Duke underneath.
Of course.
Gross.
It's disgusting. It's a private school in North Carolina, dude. Like,
thank you.
If you went to school there and you went to the game at Columbus,
that's cool.
Cool. That's cool.
But that doesn't exist.
I'll always respect that.
That doesn't exist.
Those
Duke fans literally do not exist.
I don't understand.
I can promise you they don't exist.
I don't understand.
No. These are people that live in Columbus, Ohio. That like
to be clear, I want to make it clear because I get every time I go on the rants like this, I get people lobbing the grenades at me about like, so I have to go to the school. What do I have to get a PhD from Duke to be a Duke fan?
Yeah,
I'm not really saying all that. You don't have to go to the school to cheer for the school you love, right, Tate? I'm not making that argument. What I am saying is, I would prefer some sort. What are you doing over there? I would prefer some sort of tie. And you and I both know that the vast majority of Duke fans across the country are just dudes that wear flat bill hats that are like, I want to cheer for a winner and Duke is winning, so I'm just going to pick Duke to be the team I cheer for. And that's all it is. And if you had some sort of tie, if it was like my dad went to Duke, like literally any sort of story other than just like, I grew up in Oregon and I wanted to be the asshole amongst my group of friends. So as all my friends were cheering for Oregon and Oregon State, and they would fight about that, I was the asshole who picked Duke. And then I just rubbed it in their faces when we won national titles.
Eric Cartman.
Yes,
you're Eric Cartman, and you're a Duke fan.
And I feel like that's who all the Duke people were at Ohio State. Or it was Luke Kennard's family. One of the two.
Yeah, Luke Kennard should have gone to Ohio State. I would really like Luke Kennard if he went there. It's been so good.
Devastated. Where was I? I was going to say, I'm going to rattle through some shout-outs here because I don't want to spend a lot of time on them. I'm just going to mention them. I'm just going to say that I wrote down Howard Stern used to make fun of Oprah. Oprah did this thing where she would say, "We speak your name," and then she would like talk. She'd be like, "Maya Angelou, we speak your name," and then Howard Stern would always make fun of her, and I thought it was hilarious when he did that. So I'm gonna do that here. We're gonna speak your name, and then not really say much else. LSU undefeated, we speak your name. LSU Tigers, we speak your name. Iowa State beat Memphis.
That was a good game.
Beat down Memphis.
Yeah.
The Iowa State Cyclones are undefeated. They won 2 games last year, was it? They were the best 2-win team of all time last year.
Because they took, who was it, Texas?
To Baylor.
Oh,
at Baylor,
right.
dude.
But that was post-COVID.
It was.
Yeah.
But Baylor at Baylor.
Yeah.
They gave Baylor a good game.
It was the Tarleton
Waco.
State game of this year.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Iowa State, we speak your name.
Tarleton State, we speak your name.
Yeah, we speak your name.
Grand Canyon, we speak your name.
We do.
Yeah.
Grand Canyon beat LMU.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of that
Shout
game.
out to LMU, but Grand Canyon.
Iowa Hawkeyes, by the way, 7-0 in the post Luka Garza era.
Tony Bennett, we do not speak your name. Trey McCaffrey, shout out to Coach
What's the
McCaffrey.
point of coming back if you're good? Like I felt that way about Indiana tonight too against Syracuse.
Yeah.
Like if
why fight all the way back not to win?
I would say that as a coach. I would legitimately say that in a timeout. If there's like a minute left, I'd be yelling at me like, why would we fight back?
What's the point?
To lose.
Yeah.
Don't lose.
You know, I love that when like they show you in the huddle, you know, because when they cut to the huddle on TV, they're like, we can't show the whiteboard, we can't talk X's and O's, so they have to show like the motivation stuff, like let's go. And I would love if they showed, and it's like, are you guys kidding me? Why would we even come back? What was even the point of that? You're wasting my time. You're wasting your time. And that was Coach Titus in the huddle.
Mike Woodson's like, we could have gotten out of here. Like, why would we go to 2 OTs?
Yeah.
We could have gotten out of here in regulation. We could have just ran out the clock and got on the plane and gone back to Bloomington. What are we thinking? If I was a coach, I would do the blank minutes for the rest of your life speech. Was that Friday Night Lights? That speech, I think. I don't know. That would be my move every time out. I would just look up at the clock and be like, 16 minutes? 16 minutes for the rest of your life.
Al Pacino, Game of Inches. Yeah. It's a game of inches.
Like basketball? Like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Don't make me
every
explain.
game is a game of inches.
It really is. Florida, we speak your name. Colin Castleton, we speak your name. He's the most I'll explain later, but he's the most fascinating player in college basketball to me. Colin Castleton.
Yeah.
He's fascinating. I watch him and I'm like, you should be better, but you're also better than you should be. And don't make me explain that because that's confusing, but it's true. Northwestern, we speak your name. You're higher rated on KenPom than the University of North Carolina Tar Heels.
Bro. Hubert Davis, 0-6 against the spread.
Is that true?
0-6.
That's not good.
We speak your name.
UConn and Auburn, we speak your name. Hell of a game in the Bahamas. That was fun. That was a fun game.
I love RJ Cole. I mean, the UConn. I was down in UConn. Not that I was down. I like in the race to be number 2 in the Big East.
Yeah,
I was tipping my cap to Seton Hall. I was picking favorites, but RJ Cole. When RJ Cole was on UConn, they're a scary team.
Who else I got? BYU, we speak your name.
Speak your name.
Wisconsin won the Maui Invitational against St. Mary's. We got to get the Maui Invitational back to Hawaii, dude.
next year. We're going to be there.
We said that last year.
Well, we said
that 2 years ago.
I mean, I don't know about Omicron, but I'm going to be crying if I can't go to Maui. I'll tell you that. We're close.
God damn it, it's so hot in here.
It's so hot. I'm losing my mind. I had so many things I wanted to talk about, but I can't talk about it because
my balls off. Oscar Shoeboy, we speak your name, averaging 16 rebounds a game. I wrote that one down.
That's good.
The Academy of Art University beat UC Davis, which we'll cover on the Pac-12 update on Friday. But in the meantime, we speak your name. Kenneth Lofton Jr. of Louisiana Tech had 36 points and 18 boards against North Carolina State. Speak your name. And
great player. He played. Him and Zach Edey were on the same team.
Yeah, on the
USA. They were great. They were the two best players.
What was it? U19,
Yeah.
U20.
Where's Fran Fraschilla? He'll give us the whole breakdown of that.
Yeah, but he was, dude. Kenneth Lofton was the go-to guy on that.
He's going to play in the league.
You think so?
Yeah.
We got to get him to sweat out 7 pounds a game, though.
Dude.
He's got to trim up a little bit.
It'd be great if he said something like, "I promise to be in better shape than Zion by my first NBA game."
If you draft me,
he gets ahead of it. Yeah. That's good.
And then Trace Jackson Davis, who played pretty well tonight against Syracuse, but
another 30-point game for them.
Yeah, had 43 against Marshall. Almost all of them were on dunks.
He's national. He's in the National Player of the Year.
He kind of is. He low key is.
I'm telling you, he is.
He's low key is.
He's not going to actually.
He's not going to win it.
Yeah, but he's in the conversation.
But he needs to be mentioned.
He's in the conversation.
Yeah, Paolo's got it locked up. I don't know how you can give it to anybody but Paolo Banchero after that performance in the first in one half against Gonzaga.
Yeah,
that's all it takes.
Timmy's still my pick.
Yeah, he's going to win it. Timmy's going to win it.
But, has to.
Yeah. Texas. Chris Beard. We speak your name. You did the students only game. Did you see that?
No.
They did a game in their tiny ass volleyball arena.
That's cool.
It holds 3,000 people, and they only let students in. That's a great idea.
Great idea.
Great idea. I haven't been high on the Chris Beard Texas era so far, but I like that. So shout out to Chris Beard for that.
King Rice. We speak your name. Beat Wes Miller. All the people that said Wes Miller should be the head coach for North Carolina and that we're the dumbest school.
Wait. So Wes Miller's not the answer either. Hubert's not the answer.
No, the answer was always King Rice. And you want to hear a funny story? King Rice was supposed to be on Hubert Davis's staff. Got lowballed.
Really? Is that true?
Lowballed. Yeah.
Interesting.
SMH. We speak your name.
Did I have anything else written down? Paige Becker signed an NIL deal with Gatorade. We speak your name. We speak your name.
I like Paige Becker.
And then Tiger Woods is back.
Man, did you watch the press conference?
Yeah.
I'm just so glad we got the 15th. You know what I mean? Because if you know about golf, if you know about the long journey of this story, it's 18's the number. You had to get the Jack, and that was the journey of Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
We all knew he was going for 18, and he knew he was going for 18. But he got the final Masters just like Jack did when Jack was 46, the 86 Masters. Tiger had that moment, and it's like he's talking. He's trying to convince himself that it's over.
Yeah.
You know, I think Tiger, just like the rest of us, deep down, we want to be like, I know he could go. I know he could go for 18.
But that's all we need.
No.
That's all we need is the idea that maybe he could.
I'm just glad he survived. I'm glad he's here.
Right.
I'm so happy he's here. Tiger Woods is my there's obviously Michael Jordan is my Michael Jordan, but Tiger Woods is the closest. He's also my Michael Jordan. You know what I mean?
I have 6 Michael Jordans.
Yeah. Well,
one for
Ken Griffey Jr. was another one of my Michael Jordans.
If I could clone any athlete to make sure that some iteration of them is around forever, it's probably Tiger Woods, because I think the idea of Tiger looming, just those words of whether it's he's 2 back with 6 holes to play, or whether it's
dude,
he's out on the driving range and he might be he's rehabbing this injury and he might be able to play in 3 months, whatever it is, just the idea that Tiger Woods is looming and could be. I don't actually need him there. Honestly, when he wins. Now it's not even. It's not true. It is cool, but it's the idea that he could is what gets me through.
Tiger is a historian, and Tiger laid an egg that I thought was pretty cool, because Ben Hogan got in a really bad car accident, and then Ben Hogan came back and actually won more majors after the car accident than he did before. And he said that he was going to treat it like Ben Hogan and play just events he wants to play, Augusta and obviously the majors and probably Players, some of the main tournaments. But Ben Hogan, the Ben Hogan reference, it got me there was this little sliver of hope in my head, because I was he wouldn't have said Ben Hogan unless he knew that we know.
Why don't if I'm Augusta or like one of these courses that, what's the one that matters the least? The U.S. Open?
Oh, of the majors?
Yeah, the PGA. PGA. If I'm the PGA, I figure I wherever they're holding the PGA Tour next year, I let Tiger just play that course nonstop between now and the PGA Open Tour. What is it? The
PGA Championship.
The PGA.
Yeah. Well, it sucks because like
PGA Grand Prix. Is that what it is?
It's the British Open, but it's the Open Championship. You know what I mean? We call it the. It's a very soccer football thing.
I let Tiger play nothing but that course. He masters it, but then I also like figure out some members bounces where like we rig the greens a little bit and only Tiger knows about it, and you got to figure something out like that.
There's like courses that are in the box of like Tiger will win there, and it's like Pebble Beach he'll win there, Torrey Pines he'll win there. You know what I mean? So it's like we got to stack the deck so he can win 4 more. But he'll never. He won't do that.
He won't do that.
He won't do it.
But he could.
I love it.
But he won't. But he could. But he could.
That's the best part.
That's all we need. Is that it?
I think that's it.
Shout out to the Ohio State Buckeyes, America's new #1 team come Monday. If you don't vote Ohio State #1, you must not have watched that game. I mean, Duke was the clear-cut #1 team.
Coach Titus,
Ohio
State's
been
#1. That's gonna hurt.
We should get him on the show.
Yeah, we should next week.
I have my dad on the
next Monday.
Talk through his thoughts on.
Yeah.
It's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, we'll talk to him.
Because I know he's got takes. I know he's going to spin it.
Do you know off the top of your head last time Purdue was #1 in the country?
It's literally never happened.
Oh, my God.
That's what I was saying. It's never happened, not one single time.
Your dad is going to
Purdue, Maryland is the most weeks ranked #2 all time without ever. Maryland's never been #1 either. Isn't that insane? Maryland's won a national title and they've never been #1.
Because of Duke.
Yeah. I have a theory.
That's what I'm saying. Duke was on that was their project. They were going to be #1 all year while Purdue was just trying to convince people they're the better team, but now Ohio State saved the day. The Big Ten, this was a huge day for the Big Ten.
I have a theory about this, by the way, that Purdue, I think hanging premature banners is a curse. We saw it with San Diego State in 2019. It was 2019, right? They hung the banner.
Malachi Flynn season.
Yep. They hung the banner before the season was over, and then it came back to bite them. Michigan hung the Big Ten Mickey Mouse banner that they won last year, the Michigan basketball team. That Illinois beat their ass on their home floor. Like if you're a self-respecting program, and I understand Michigan is not, so like I get. I'm just talking hypothetically. If you were, you wouldn't even claim that Big Ten title, right? Can you imagine if North Carolina got their ass beat by Duke on your home court?
Yeah,
and then Duke won more conference games than you? You wouldn't hang that banner. Michigan did it, and now look what happened to them. Michigan this year, free fall. And then Purdue, I think when they hung the garbage like Helms championship, like 1932, whatever it is. I think
Michigan's top 5 talent. You know what I mean, in the country. Just getting ahead, just in case North Carolina does win that game. You know, I think they're a top 5.
They're not, team. But Purdue hung their garbage national championship banner, and I think they've been cursed ever since. And I think they have to take that banner down if they want to actually do something.
Same with Butler.
Yeah,
take down 1924.
Great point. Butler hung. But Butler has national championship banners hanging. That's why Gordon shot didn't go in. If that banner's down, they're banking it, dude.
100%. If they did not have 1924 hanging up, Duke loses the 2010 title.
I swear to God, I believe this. Indiana, the reason Indiana will never win another national championship is because the 5 banners look too cool in Assembly Hall.
Yeah, and it's 5 for each starter.
Dude, it looks so cool having the 5. If you shift it over and it's a little off kilter and you need the 6th there, it'll appear. But right now, it's set in stone. It's frozen. It's done. It's over. I don't know.
Carolina's got 7, so no matter what, even if if Duke were to win this year and get their 7 titles, 1924 forever. Shout out to Helms. Appreciate y'all.
What? Get out of here.
7 titles. 7th Woods won the 7th title. That was really cool. Poetic.
Try to find 7 guys that you can put on the court against Michigan because you're going to need
Dude, you couldn't stop Carmichael, man.
We're getting out of here. Congratulations to Ohio State. Coach K, suck it. We beat you. And
farewell tour, man.
Farewell.
We're hitting the panic button.
Farewell. Goodbye. Panic.